Hello, this is Jordan, and this video is being recorded on Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. And in this video, I am going to follow up on the video that I just published. It's on the Palisade radio channel. If you scroll down my page, you can see it. If you go to the Palisade channel, I don't know if it's Palisade Radio or Palisade Gold, but it will show up. And in that channel, I was making a public call where I see gold going to 4,000 within the next 2 to 3 years, and silver possibly to 100, but it's really a question mark. And I'm looking at not over time, but really the next 2 or 3 years. So over time, silver will hit 100. It's going to go way above it, but I'm just focused on the next 2 or 3 years. And so I've been talking about cup and handle patterns, breakouts from multi-decade bases, and how they're massively bullish. And this is going to be in technical analysis textbooks in future generations. When they look back, they see the cup and handle breakout on gold, and then they see this and the coming breakout in silver above 50, which will happen. Do I think it's going to happen in a year? No. But, it could happen in 2 or 3 years. And so looking at the technicals of silver, obviously, it has this isn't quite a textbook cup and handle pattern, but you could say it is. And obviously, there's a resistance at 50. And so when it breaks above 50, you're going to have a measured upside target in the upper 90s. Let's just say 95 for all intents and purposes. And what's interesting is we could say there's another cup developing. The handle on the huge pattern is its own cup, and so the measured upside target from that breaking above 50 would be about 86, 87, something like that. There's also really good Fibonacci resistance. I want to say around $80, and so that's basically those are the technicals with silver. There's significant resistance now in the 28 to 30, 28, 29. Look at a monthly chart. Look at a quarterly chart. You can see that resistance. So that's the key level right now. And so if silver can surpass that, and I think that probably happens when we see gold, surpass 2,100. Maybe we're going to get a short-term correction now. I'm leaning towards that, but I could be wrong. But later this year, we should see silver break this resistance and then be on its way to 50. And so a lot will depend on the gold and silver ratio. The measured upside target for gold is 3,000. And so to me, conservatively, that should coincide with silver hitting 50. Maybe silver will hit 50 before that happens. Maybe it'll hit 50 after. But, a 60 to 1 gold and silver ratio, that is reasonable. It's at 78 right now. We know that if gold goes higher, the gold and silver ratio is probably going to move lower. Now, my $4,000 target for gold, which I expect in 2 to 2.5 years, for silver to hit 100, that would require 40 to 1. We look at the 2011 peak. I believe the ratio gold to silver was in the very low 30s. So I don't know. If we're looking out and you tell me that gold is going to hit 4,000 in 2 to 3 years, and what's the ratio going to be? Maybe it's going to be 50, 55. Maybe it'll be 45. Maybe it'll be 40. I don't know. Gun to my head, and you tell me I had to guess in that scenario, I would lean towards probably $70 or $80. And so it also depends on the macro environment, because if we're in an environment like this where you have stagflation, you have a recession coming, like I showed in that video, and so you have a mid-70s scenario, I don't quite know if silver is going to get to 100 in that scenario, because that's the type of scenario that favors gold. The scenario that favors silver, you have a reflation, you have negative real interest rates, and you're coming out of a recession, coming out of a bottom, or you're late in a cycle. The economy's overheating, real interest rates are going lower. That type of environment where inflation is rising. And so I think, based on what I discussed in the last video, inflation can certainly rise this year, and maybe for a little while after that. But this scenario that we have, I'm not quite sure that silver would hit 100 in this scenario. I tend to think it has to be more of a inflationary scenario where inflation expectations are really going crazy. So if that's what drives gold to 4,000 the next 2 years, then yes, in that scenario, silver would likely go to 100 because the gold-silver ratio would be declining more rapidly. But if it's a economic fears, economic weakness, recession, with stagflation, that type of scenario, you're going to see gold and silver ratio will come down, but it's not going to come down as much. So in that type of scenario, I don't think silver would hit 100. So I know I said a lot here, but summing it all up, silver, you have resistance at 28 to 30, that first line, that's very significant. Then you have the resistance at 50, and that's going to be a massive multi-decade breakout when that happens. And, eventually I think if we're 5, 7, 10, 12 years into the future, you will see silver trading well above 100. You'll see it trading 200, 300, 400, 500. And when I put out my book a couple years ago, I said, my targets for the 2030s were 20,000 gold, $1,000 silver. So I do see silver hitting 1,000. But that's not going to be in the next couple years. I hope not, because that would be a scary world to live in. But nevertheless, that's what I see coming up in the next 2.5 years. Gold to 4,000, silver breaking above 50 in that time, but not getting to $170 or $80 would be my target. That's all for this video. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Go to TheDailyGold.com. Check out my newsletter there. And, if we get a pullback in this market, you will want to know, what are the stocks that I should be buying in the pullback? Because stock picking is very, very important. We're in a new bull market, and we want to get the stocks that are going to go up the most and really outperform the sector. Thank you, and I'll see you guys again in another video.